Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So, day one of Craft World, actually day two of Craft World being live on the Ronin blockchain. So I've done loads of Craft World videos. That was all running on testnet. Now we are finally on a proper blockchain with proper value in it, and here we go. So the surprising thing, not really surprising, but I didn't really figure it out, is obviously everyone starts at zero. So I ended the Project Voyager campaign at level 265. Now I'm level 17, so right back to the beginning. So you know, I mean, that's how it has to be. You have to start off from the beginning, and so like a lot of these things I've not sort of unlocked yet. A lot of these factories, so I'm still building the basic ones out. You can see one thing that you'd expect that's still nice is that on the no more ads. So I bought the no more ads option, and that obviously because that's attached to my account, so it doesn't really matter what blockchain we're running on. So I've got my ad boost on, and I can accelerate my activity and not watch ads. So on the desktop it doesn't work, but if you're playing on mobile and you hit that little ad button to get the 2 times boost, you have to watch an ad, or you pay, I can't remember what it was, £10 I think, $10 for the no ads. So that's obviously, if you're playing this game, makes absolute sense. You get 2 times boost, so you're running 2 times faster than everyone else all the time. So there we go. We can see here my machines are all zapping along. So let's get some more going. Obviously, you never sort of have enough to keep everything going at the same time. So it's a whole question of sort of tapping on different things and looking at the different timers and seeing how many different resources you need. Oh, up to level 18, almost there. So it's a few different things. Yeah, just going through this. I won't go into all this sort of detail. Obviously, it's a idle game. Here, I'm waiting for to unlock the next element. So this is copper. I think this one is steel. It's going to take another 4 hours for this to unlock, and then yeah, there's always on top of another one. Certainly in this early stage. And here we have the sort of utility option where you can choose. You choose what resources to make. So these ones are fixed, but these ones you can sort of you can specialize in what you want to do. And if you sort of if I hit this button, it dismantles this factory, and then you just build another one. So obviously you're sort of using up resources to when you destroy something, you're losing resources, but probably it means you want to be specializing in some particular material. So at the top here we can see the different materials I've got. There's a whole bunch more, obviously. So what else can we show? So this is worth having a look at. So I've done this before. So we can see here, even though I haven't unlocked these elements, so the first one is obviously earth, this is water, and this is fire. So even though I haven't unlocked the factories here, I've got quite a lot of resources. So the reason for that is I've got an NFT. So here's my NFT, and he produces 6 fires an hour for me, and my water NFT, I've got 2 actually, produce 18 waters an hour. So I've got tons of water. I think because we've started off from going live on the mainnet, I've had a backlog put in here, so I've got actually tons of materials here. So even if you don't have NFTs, you won't get this amount. So that's a sort of good starting point. NFTs are very expensive, so don't recommend people go and buy them. I mean, I think the floor price for water ones is $600 and $1,000 for fire. So that's a sort of an advantage that you do have for being an NFT holder. So the action around here is sort of interesting as well. So we've done the first masterpiece. So this is where you go to a masterpiece and we all work together to complete. So we completed the first mainnet masterpiece. I wasn't very active, so I only got level 2 on that, and I claimed my reward. So this is one way in which you can get the basic water and fire. So by being involved in these masterpieces, you get rewarded with a bit of that. Obviously, the higher you are on the leaderboard, the more you get. And sort of the key thing now, particularly now we're on mainnet, is the exchange. So this is where we exchange resources, and this is where the Dino coin comes into play. So we can see here I've got 2,553 Dino coins, so we can see it here. And if I wanted to, I could spend my Dino coins and I could get some more water. In fact, I've got tons of water, so I don't need water. But if I wanted there's all these resources. These are much advanced ones that I haven't got at the moment. But if I wanted to get loads more copper, say, I could spend all my dino coins and I would get 8 copper. So we can see here, these are all the different resources, over 25, I think. And we can see the sort of the pricing, and we can see it says roughly are these being bought or sold. So if you have a bunch of these, it's saying it's good to sell these. If you have these, it's saying if you want to buy these, it's saying good times good to buy these. We can see a whole bunch of things I've been doing here. So this is sort of shows what's happening on the blockchain. So that's sort of quite nice. So probably what a lot of people would do is you tend to have quite a lot of these sort of basic elements. So say I've got clay or whatever this is, I could sell my clay and I would get dino coin, and I would probably do that not to keep the dino coin, but because I want to spend my dino coin to get another resource. So dino coin is very much a transaction token. Obviously it now has a price as well, so that's the other interesting thing. So it's not a dino coin is not worth very much at all. 100,000 is about $20, I think. So obviously the price goes up and down now. So that's just something to be aware of. A couple of other things here that are worth talking about. So pools. So how does all this exchange trading work? So these are all, even though they might not look like it, these are all tokens, blockchain tokens, cryptocurrencies running on the Ronin blockchain. So there's mud, clay. These are all cryptocurrencies. Amazing, as it seems. So it's a fully on-chain game. So how when I'm swapping between say clay and dino coin, how does that work? So this works through pools. So we can see here. If I want to, and I don't recommend most people do this, but basically people are creating what they're called liquidity pools. So I've created 2 liquidity pools. So I've put in some of my fire and I've put in some dino coin. So if I swap fire, if I sell fire to get dino coin, or or sell dino coin to get fire, I'm actually using a pool that I've actually sort of put some resources in. So we can see here over time, you have this situation where the price of the dino coin and the fire in this case changes. So you end up with sort of more of one than the other. So you put in equal amounts to start with. You put in like whatever it is, $1 worth, $100 worth, whatever. And then over time, one of them will become more valuable when you end up with more of the less valuable one. So they call it impermanence loss. It's a whole bunch of, you can go and research that. But you just have to be careful. Because you basically, if you're doing that not to make money, you're doing that to sort of facilitate the game, really. So you can make money doing that, but it's not really what you do it for. But we can see here, even though I only did this a day ago, my number of fire I put in the pool has gone up, and the amount of dino coin has gone down. So that just sort of gives you an idea that there's always going to be that sort of one goes up and one goes down. I've also done some for water, but I only put that one in the last hour, so it's not showing any change yet. But you can do this for any of these resources. So it says here this is an advanced blockchain feature. So normally the game developer will be doing this, and maybe some big sort of investor types maybe trying to sort of make money on it. Little players like us are not going to make money on it, but it's sort of an interesting blockchain sort of element that it's I found it interesting to do, at least. And the final thing here is transfer. So this is transferring between the wallet and the game. So you have the game, which runs on the blockchain, so obviously needs a wallet attached to it, and you also have a wallet that they make for you. So when you create an account, say using email, there's a wallet created for you in the background. That's separate to the game account. So you might want to transfer between the wallet and the game. So one reason you might want to do that is, say you've got a lot of dino coin in the game, and you might want to send it to your wallet, and then you can sell it and get USDC or RON token or something, and then you might even want to go and sell that token off to get money in your bank account or something like that. This is not really a game where I think there's going to be a lot of value in the short term to do that, but that may be an option. Obviously, with every crypto game, there's this idea of play to earn, or play and earn, or whatever. So people are interested in that. So there is this option. But what they've done, you can see here, is if you're transferring from the game to the wallet, it says Pro here. So what they've done to sort of limit, particularly like bots and just slow down people extracting, is you have to have a Pro account in order to transfer from the game to your wallet, which is basically to stop people just cashing out all the time. If people want to cash out all the time, they have to spend some money. So if you do it in the mobile app, it's $5 a month, or I think at the moment it's you can pay in this version, you pay in RON, 15 RON. So obviously the price of RON goes up and down. So it's actually maybe $7.50, I think, in terms of RON. So it just sort of depends how you want to pay for it. Obviously, if you pay in-app purchase, Apple and Google take 30% of that. So that's just something to sort of be aware of, that if you do want to transfer from the game state into your what would be a Ronin wallet, this is all running on Ronin, you will have to have one of these Pro accounts. So it also stops people just sort of taking like $1 out all the time, because you have to pay $5 to do it. So it sort of forces people to go, right, well, you may have to save up 20. You don't have to, but it only makes sense if you're going to extract $20, then maybe it's worth paying $5 to be able to do that. But the other thing worth doing here is from the wallet to the game. So I got these Dino coins. I got those from the airdrop or the Project Voyager. So obviously they want me to transfer from the wallet into the game, because then I'm using that stuff in the game. So there's no charge for that. So you can see what other resources. So it depends on what resources you've got. For some reason, I've got some water in there. I don't know why I've got water in my wallet. I think that's because they're because that's because from the NFTs. But I do want to transfer my Dino coin that I got from the airdrop into the game. So that's all there. So I'll just transfer that in. I don't think I'll have to sign anything here. I think it will just do it for me automatically, because it's running the sort of the infrastructure for me, and I don't have the key anyway. So so that should come through, and looks like, well, we'll wait and see what happens. It's probably we'll see if that number changes. So you can also see here there's another battle pass here. So this is for Masterpiece. When a Masterpiece goes live, you can buy a raw pass to get more rewards for that. And here's the Pro account here, so showing 15 RON if you want to do that in RON. So you obviously have to connect your wallet and have 15 RON in there, and then that will work for 30 days. So so that's what's going on. Is it gonna? I'm not sure. No, if it's gonna show my stuff coming in here. No, it's not that. Okay, so so that's what's going on. So what we expect to happen fairly soon, or what I expect to happen fairly soon, is there's going to be some big events around the masterpieces. So I think there's going to be some link up with other Ronin communities. So instead of building these sort of just random rocket things, they're going to be some sort of giveaways. If you get on the leaderboard, you might get some tokens giveaway or that sort of stuff. So I think that's going to be happening. And I think that they have a few other sort of projects lined up over the summer. But other than that, it's just sort of a race to sort of build up the factory again and get everything sort of working like it was before. Obviously, it is interesting now. Everything in this game is now worth real money. It's worth a tiny amount of money. There is actually now, how do we do this? I think it does somehow. So here it shows, when you go to exchanges, it shows the total value of all my resources. So I've got 2,500 in Dino coin, but I've actually got like 474,000 worth of Dino coin with all my resources, mainly because I've got a lot of these basic water and fire ones from my NFTs. So they don't work this out as a dollar rate, but if you wanted to, you could obviously go and look at the dollar rate of that. I think that's about $100, $120, something like that. Obviously, I can't cash that out, and nor would I want to sort of cash that out, because then I'd be starting from zero. But just an idea, so you can always sort of have a look and have a rough idea of what's going on there. Okay, thanks for watching. See you again soon.